Hey chefs, Chef Jamie here. I want to show you the best model if you're going to go out as a freelance chef, because more and more chefs are coming in to the freelance space now. Restaurants are closing a dime a dozen because prices are going up with food, rent, wages, and it is just squeezing the normal business owner to the end, and they just won't be able to survive anymore. We're seeing it everywhere globally where the prices of everything are just going sky high and people don't want to pay them. So look, restaurants are basically becoming a luxury for the rich where they're investing their money. But that does not help us as chefs, because as well as automation coming in, a lot of people are losing their jobs because of it and making the shift as a freelance chef. So I want to show you the best model I believe there is for chefs, because chefs are making a huge mistake when it comes to trying to go out on their own. Most of us, or most people starting out, are actually jumping into the dinner party scene thinking that they can post on Facebook, get clients through Facebook because they only need a handful of clients every month, and that way they're going to be able to build a sustainable business. But that is not doing it, because those people that are having dinner parties are doing it for a special occasion. That makes it very difficult to get reoccurring revenue. So all the money and time that you do spend to get a client is only valid for that one client, and it is just a constant race to get clients before the money runs out for you to get the next dinner party. So you're always chasing, and it is just a bad model. So this model is what I believe to be the best for business purposes. It might not fulfill all of your cooking dreams, but as far as making money through food goes, I believe it to be the best one. And this does include doing dinner parties if you want it to. So then you can still do those dinner parties on the weekends, but Monday to Friday, this model is going to give you consistent high return revenue every single month on autopilot, because you can cook for the same people again and again and again, which means when it comes to spending money on ads and marketing, the risk is much lower, because you get them once, that pays for the marketing materials, and then everything on top of that, you're just profit. Whereas dinner parties, it's that constant race. So the meal prep route is Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, no evenings, and if you want, you can bump it up with dinner parties. And these, people think, oh, meal prep is cheap. I have clients that $6,000 to $8,000 a month as one client. So you can really bump them up. You don't necessarily have to do this in the home, where you can actually scale. A lot of personal chef coaches are talking about, if you're a personal chef, that means you go into the home because you got to be personal. Personal does not mean you have to be personal with them. It means you personalize their meals. And that is a huge change and a huge shift, because we don't want to be personal with our clients, because sometimes there's going to be that clash in personalities, and you're going to lose the client because you just don't like each other. Whereas if you do it in a commercial kitchen, you can scale your business and you're providing a solution to the problem. Then it's not about, oh, do I like this guy or not? It's about, he's solving my problem and I'm paying for that problem. That's a business. You don't see Phil Knight of Nike being friends with everyone that buys his trainers, do you? And you need to approach it in exactly the same way. And by going into a commercial kitchen and doing it this way, if McDonald's was to shut down all its cooks, every restaurant would have to close. Whereas if the CEO, where the position you need to put yourself into, takes the day off, goes on holiday, no one actually notices. And you need to be able to put the systems in place to create this sort of life for yourself. Can you imagine, as a chef, making north of $100,000 a year? Only working Monday to Friday, only working 9 to 5, not working the evenings, do the occasional dinner party for an extra 20 grand a year. The option to actually have other things that you can put into your business to make extra money without doing all that much work, because you've put the systems in place to do it correctly. But the problem that people face when they come into this service, they go, oh, I'm going to be a freelance chef. So they start with their dinner parties, right? Then after a month, it's not working, and they're like, oh, now I'm going to start offering catering because I'm not getting my dinner parties. So now I'm going to start doing catering. And then that doesn't work, surprisingly. So they go, oh, maybe I should just be a relief chef. Or maybe I should do consultancy. Oh, maybe I should do my meal prep. And then maybe I can do some cooking classes. Right? So people visit their website and they've got all these things on their website, and then dashed in here, you've got a contact form, you've got your services page, like what you do actually offer in written form. You've got my resume, which is a classic that chefs love to add in there, because if you're solving a problem, then you shouldn't need a resume because you're solving that problem. You want to be the expert in solving that problem, rather than I've worked for Gordon Ramsay, I've worked for Marcus Waring. That's how I led at the beginning. And basically it doesn't work. It flops. People don't care where you've worked. They care about if you can actually solve the problem. So what happens is people come into your website and they go, okay, right, oh, I could have a dinner party. Oh, let's see what experience he's got. So let's go to his resume. Oh, hang on, have we got a gallery over here? Or even worse, link to your Instagram, then you've taken them away from your website. And then if they are still on your page, maybe they go, oh, that dinner party, maybe I'm not sure if it's going to be 20 people or more, or I'm not really sure on the numbers. So maybe that comes into catering. So I'll go over here. And then all of a sudden they are out of your website because they kind of forgot why they came. They just leave it because there's so much information. They're like, oh, I'm just going to go find it somewhere else, see what someone else offers. And they forget all about you. And that is the biggest problem that chefs are facing, is they're just creating this massive mess. And that is why I've created the shortcut. The shortcut is what you need to know to get started, because this is something that I lost so much time on. I was like, confused about what services I should offer. I was even offering hidden chef, where you could be doing a dinner party, but they could actually claim the credit. I was offering all these different things. And then because I was offering all these different things, I was not the expert in anything, which meant I was coming from a place of weakness. So they could feel that. And then they would always negotiate, or they just wouldn't have trust that I could actually deliver what I was saying I could deliver, because I was basically just clutching at straws and trying to get everything in. I was just in a place of weakness. And the shortcut is basically to fast track you to get going in the strongest way possible, so you can set your service up the right way and earn the most amount of money. When you look professional, act in a professional way, then they have trust in you. When they have trust in you, then you can make a lot more money, because most personal chefs are believing that they need to go and find rich people, like super rich people. But the truth is, if you solve a problem, they will find the money to pay for it. So what's included in the shortcut? I have a brand template that is going to keep you looking sharp. That is something that you can give to other members of your team, your graphic designer, your web designer, so everything stays consistent. When you stay consistent, you look more professional. And a lot of personal chef websites that you go to, it's just an absolute mess. So if you can even just stand out in the way that you put your website together, not even talking about the copy of your website, just everything being aligned, same branding, same fonts, same size, everything about it is consistent, you're already going to be looking more professional, because a lot of websites are just a complete mess. That you can give to other members of your team, so you're all on the same page. Literally, it's a one page that you can edit, and it's going to have all that information there that you can spread out to the people that need it. Then we've got the contract. The contract is to set the boundaries for you and your client. When you have boundaries, you're more professional and you're less flexible, because that is what the contract says, and that keeps you or avoids you from getting into problems. If you are just open and they can ask you whatever they want, then there's no boundaries. Things can go down a slippery slope pretty fast. And with the contract, it sets in the times, they know the parameters, they know when the cook date is, they know what happens if they miss the cook date. Are they paying, are they not paying, how much notice do they need? All of these things are going to be in the contract. So you can set yourself up to maximize on the amount of money that you earn. Because previously I had a woman who had a prime spot. She had a Monday morning spot. She was always cancelling, to the point that one day on the Sunday night she was getting her food delivery from the local market, and then she got that text message to say they were on their way, and she's calling me saying, I'm at the airport, I'm going to Japan. And then she didn't want to pay. She's booked my time, but she didn't want to pay. But because of the contract, I got paid for that. I did her a solid, and I went to her house, went in the house, put that stuff away, and then someone came to collect it. But that is the level of some people, that they don't consider your time and they don't expect to pay for it. So a contract is vital in that part. Okay. Then in-house, you need to be asking the right questions about their food, about the security of their house, all of these things. This is vitally important. So if you are alone in the house, you know the protocol of the house, you know everything that you need to know. And it also isn't just some, oh, give me your details. It is a proper in-house questionnaire focusing on their food, focusing on the security of the house, the protocols of the house. Maybe there's other staff members in the house where you need to work some logistics out. And that is also setting you up to look professional. Okay, then we've got the website framework. Huge website framework is giving you the points of the website, so you don't have that mess. You can keep it concise, you can keep it structured to follow these points and the points that you want to have in your website, and that is going to give you a higher conversion rate than just this generic about me, where I've worked, the resume, all this fluff that people put in. People don't have time anymore. People want answers. As personal chefs, think about why they're coming to you. They're going to come to you for convenience, which is saving time, or health. So saving time is a big one. You know, if you've got someone doing your shopping, cleaning, cooking, all of that, you're saving them hours. The last thing they want to do is read through pages and pages and pages of unuseful information. So the website framework it should be worth a couple of $100, but it's all included in here. Then we've got the 10-day framework and the 10 days of action. This is 10 days of emails. Every single day, you're going to get an email that is going to give you a task that you can approach full on. So you've got that clarity in what you need to do and get you to where you need to be a hell of a lot quicker. Because so many chefs are just sitting here going, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And before you even know it, 3 months has passed, and then you could even be out of money already. And that is the end of it. You haven't even done anything, and you've run out of money because you haven't secured enough clients quick enough. And then I've got the pay rate calendar, which is, I like to reverse engineer how much you want to earn. A lot of people are like, I don't get out of bed for $1,000, but the truth be, not many people in those groups are actually doing $20,000, $30,000 a month. But if you say, okay, right, realistically, I want to earn 50 grand a year, 70 grand a year, 100 grand a year, whatever it is, you could say, let's say it's 100. Then the day rate calendar, that's your personal goal. It's not relevant to anybody else. That is your personal goal. And it also makes a difference. Is it viable where you live? If you're in Miami or LA or New York, far easier to get to 100K than if you're in Arkansas or somewhere else, you know? So make sure it's got to be healthy. It's got to be a decent goal, because otherwise you're going to go, oh, that was easy. And then that will be it. But you've got to have a number that you want to chase and is that realistic? And then we're going to take out the weekends, and we're going to take out vacay, and that division is going to give you the day. Let's say it's 100K with a month holiday. I think it works out at about $400 a day. Can you charge $400 a cook? If yes, awesome. If not, maybe you can charge 2 times 200, and then you're doing 2 cooks a day. All right? Because the big problem that a lot of chefs have is they're trying to sell a high ticket service. Anything over a couple of thousand should normally go to a professional salesperson. And as a meal prep, you're basically selling, let's say it's $250 a cook per week. Yeah. That will equate to $1,000 a month. It doesn't, but let's just go with that, which gives you $12,000 per year. But most people, over a $3,000 product, $2,000 product is going to go to a high ticket closer. Whereas as a personal chef, you've been in the kitchen for years, honing your skills. If we're doing it on a 4-week basis, it actually works out. It's $13,000. Okay, but let's just say that's the monthly, but it's actually 13,000. So you've just added in an extra $1,000 there. All right, that is the biggest problem, and that is why people aren't closing. So focus on one service. I highly recommend getting into the meal prep service. You can even do it on your day off and make an extra 50K. I'll show you how to do that. But this is where it is at. This is literally something that can change your life. And also, let me just write, there's the power moves checklist. 9 power moves. And that is going to be a step-by-step guide of a checklist of what you need to do that is going to also get you ahead. So literally, for the $1 that you're going to spend here, I could save you you could get all of this done in a week or two, whereas if you don't buy this right now, you could still be sitting on the fence in 3, 5, 6 months from now going, what's my next move? It's $1, just buy it. I want you to get in to this business so you can make a good amount of money. And the goal for me, why it's so cheap, why it's only $1, is because I want you to come in and join the kitchen community. That isn't expensive either, but that is where we talk about everything. That's going to give you the courses, the templates. It's going to give you what worked for me, what didn't work for me, so you can save money, you can make more money, you can work out where the profit maximizers are, you can make your service more efficient, you can put things on autopilot, you can get paid before you even do the work, you can get paid the month before you even do the work. But this is where it starts. This is to get you up and running faster so you can get 1 or 2 clients, so then you can get into the kitchen community, and that is where you can really maximize on making money in your service, using other people to get ahead, standing on the shoulders of people that have done it before, because I'm not a guru, I'm a practitioner. I started my service in 2010 and I fell in love with the marketing part of it because that's where I can do the creative. And I've literally done everything in this business because of starting doing in-house cooks, and then because of health reasons, having to go and do it in a commercial space where I could really actually ramp up the business. So I didn't do it as, oh, that was the normal trajectory for me. I did it because I had to do it. I got forced to do it, and it just happened to be the winning model. So jump in, grab shortcut. It is only $1. If you can't afford it, then you shouldn't even be here, because you should be at work going to make some money, because this could quite possibly change your life. All right.